On Twitter, and it's interesting. There's a lot of debate about this. Devin Booker and Joakim Noah playing pickup with a mix of other NBA guys, and just watch and listen to what happened from there.
What's good? What's good? What's good? Hey, let's go baseline. Let's middle. Go. Hey, bro, we're not doubling an open gym, bro. Yeah, we are. I get that shit all season, bro. Come on, man. Let's work on our game, bro. Yeah, we are. Let's work on our game. Part of the game. Send it. Running double open gym? Yep.
Okay, now that's interesting. This is an etiquette that you'll have to explain to me, because I've played my share of pickup basketball, but never with anybody who was candidly any good at it. Is it against the rules of pickup basketball to double team?
No! Devin is taking out his Phoenix Suns frustration on the 5-on-5 run. That's the problem. And you clearly heard him say it. I got to deal with this during the season, and y'all going to double team me in rec? It's all about winning.
Why are you walking around like this?
Jay, you don't double team in rec ball.
You don't?
Jay!
You don't?
Jay!
You don't? Point game? What? Huh? What?
Jay!
You don't?
When have you... I can't argue with you. You're an NBA player. I have never played pickup basketball when somebody said force in middle and then double team.
Hey, man, I was born in 1973. I played on the milk crate, okay? Let me tell you something. If that guy make 3 or 4 shots, I'm not... By the way, if I was coaching the Toronto... Forget playing.
Oh,
if
my
I was
goodness.
coaching the Toronto Raptors, Kobe wouldn't have never got 81. Okay, never.
All roads seem to lead back to that.
Never. If I was coaching, never. Marcus, when a guy hit 2 or 3, you got to go run at him. You got to go do something to take the ball out of his hands. That's all they was doing.
Jay, I remember having cursing battles with dudes saying, hey, man, you need to get up on him. I ain't never ran a double team at nobody.
Hey, man, you got to get the ball out of his hands. You gotta get the ball out of his hands.
I gotta start playing different. I gotta play different,
man. You gotta get the ball out of his hands.
Are we supposed to be taking this game that seriously? These guys are NBA players. Are they supposed to be that serious about who wins this pickup game?
And that's the difference. See, a couple of those guys that were out there, I saw Ben Simmons out there, they play on playoff teams.
Right.
For Devin Booker, this is my playoff. Y'all need to let me cook right now.
I want to make sure I'm understanding what you're saying. You were suggesting to me the Phoenix Suns have sunk to a level where Devin Booker has to get out his competitive juices in a pickup game in the summer.
Yes.
Is that as sad as I think it is? All right. Listen.
I mean, Joakim Noah said, yes, it is. This is how we play rec ball.
This is how we trying to win.
Unbeknownst to me.
We trying to win.
Trying
to win, man.
I can't get any further.
Jay, they ran a double team at him in pickup ball.
If y'all doing a drill in football about the defensive line and Aaron Donald's on one side, are y'all double teaming?
You got a double team.
Okay. I'm gonna leave it there.
Okay.
But it was a good conversation.
Okay.
Don't miss SportsCenter today, 5 o'clock Eastern.
Force him.
After the Little League World Series, with more reaction to Jerry Jones' handling of Zeke Elliott's holdout. Plus, what Tua has to prove to become the NFL's top prospect, and today's best from the Little League World Series. SportsCenter, Sage and Nagandi live from Williamsport on ESPN and the ESPN app. Meanwhile, get up with us tomorrow morning. Aaron Rodgers should be in action Thursday night for the Packers. What do our experts want to see from him in a new offense? Also, why is this week's preseason game so important for Daniel Jones and Dwayne Haskins? And why the turnover chain is more than a symbol at the U. All that more on Get Up, Thursday morning, 8 Eastern
Jay,
on ESPN.
I got it.
All right, look, you guys, listen, at the end of the day, I got coaches
in a basketball position.
I don't know a basketball position.
I got coaches watching this show right now like I never seen Jalen do this. Look, coach, look, I got it in me.
Day for another personal story as part of our celebration of the 150th anniversary of college football all season long. Meanwhile, Jalen has joined the conversation here. We have a few topics. We're going to put some time on the clock and get into them. I want to just play this Jerry Jones soundbite one more time because the look on his face is really remarkable. He got word that Zeke Elliott and his agent were offended by Jerry Jones' little joke when he said, Zeke who? This was how Jerry responded yesterday.
Look, I've earned the right with Zeke to joke. Period.
Right.
I've earned it.
So have you guys had any conversations since then at all?
No. No. But let me be real clear about it. I've earned that right to joke.
He always smiles. There was no hint of a smile. Give me 90 seconds on the clock. Jalen Rose, you're a man of the world. When emotion like this gets into a negotiation, do you see trouble coming?
I see trouble coming because a negotiation ultimately becomes personal because it's about value. You think you're worth something. Somebody else tells you you may not be worth it. Jerry Jones is talking too much in the media. Just get the deal done with Zeke.
Yeah, and again, I don't think it's a coincidence. He said all those words after they got Jalen Smith signed. And again, players look at the financial pages before they look at the sports section. Actions speak louder than words. Jalen Smith got done first for a reason.
It's miscalculation of how you think our relationship is. And then you finally get told that we ain't close as we think. That's basically what Zeke and his agent is saying.
But
that relationship
I get that, but listen to me. Jerry has had Zeke's back multiple times since he came into the NFL. So do you think Jerry has a right to be put off by this?
What Jerry is alluding to is what you just said. Hey, Zeke, you've been in my office for a lot of reasons non-football related. And I stood behind you 150%. So I earned the right to say a joke about you publicly. That's how he took it.
So who should he take?
But I like Zeke was offended by what he said too. I didn't like the whole Zeke who thing either.
You did?
No, I didn't like that.
He was obviously joking. He was clearly joking. He laughed when he said it, and he laughed when he made sure everyone was.
If I was in a contract negotiation with the worldwide leader and you were on Get Up and you're like, hey, Jalen who? I feel some type of way.
I understand that.
That actually is a
I
really
get that.
good
Okay, fair enough. You know what? Leave it to you to put it directly in those kinds of very
There's a reason why our number's hanging up in the rafters, Green Mamba.
Let's get to the Browns. I'm going to put 90 seconds on the clock for this one. Baker Mayfield making headlines with his comments on Daniel Jones, telling GQ, quote, I cannot believe the Giants took Daniel Jones. 90 seconds. We've talked about this all morning long. Jalen, I just want to hear from you. Are the Browns just talking too much?
Marcus, you're going to appreciate this. Normally, it's not a diss unless it comes from one of your peers. So usually you don't see a guy like Baker Mayfield, one quarterback, dissing another one. It hasn't been determined if either one of those guys are going to be a great player yet. So Baker Mayfield is putting the cart in front of the horse, in my opinion, right now.
We treat Baker Mayfield like he's a great player. I mean, he is treated like he's a great player, right?
Why? Why? I just need to know why. Like, why does he get this pass? I need to know. I need somebody to tell me. I don't have a personal vendetta against Baker Mayfield. I want every NFL player to have success. You've worked hard to get there, but you don't get a pass, bro. Like, you don't get a pass yet.
He was like this in college, right?
He was always like this. This is who Baker is. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's not afraid to talk about it. And the one thing I would say, in baseball, we talk about, hey, Bryce Harper is a little too crazy for the game. Baker Mayfield's trying to infuse some life into the NFL. It's fun. It's entertaining. It brings a lot to it.
The NFL isn't missing life. We don't need life in the NFL, do we?
And to give this context, let's talk about the number one. He was the number one pick in the draft, but he has beaten one team in the NFL with a winning record. As Jalen, as you said, he has to earn his way to being a viable starting winning quarterback. The only grade he has right now is a grade of incomplete.
I got the solution that'll make Baker and Odell happy.
Let me hear it.
If the Browns get a chance to play from New York this year.
Well, they are playing in New York.
No, instead of playing football in Cleveland, they get to play in New York.
Well, they will get their
then they'll be happy.
Week 2 at the Jets, one way or the other.
Hey, who's signing up for the joint practices next summer of the Cleveland Browns and the New York Giants?
Oh, yeah, that sounds like fun.
All right, we have run out of time on the clock. Jalen, I have another thing I wanted.